G'day folks, I'm Troy Cassar-Daley. I'm here to be the guest programmer on Rage. I've been looking forward to doing this all my career. It's a special NAIDOC week edition as well, so I'm going to be playing everything from Bob Marley, Warumpi Band, right through to Slim Dusty. So I hope you're ready for the journey. I surely am. I want to swing open the door of this old car and get you to jump in and come for a ride. Hope you enjoy it. G'day, I'm Troy Cassar-Daley and welcome to Rage. This opening track I've chosen has a real special meaning to me growing up in Grafton. For anyone sitting in their couch right now at home who are living on the North Coast might remember a little band called Little Eagle that I was in. This was the song that was our crescendo of our set. Solid rock gave me a home. It gave us a lot of feeling of belonging, and I owe that to Shane Howard. Great tune. The band Coloured Stone was something that I was really interested in. Bunna Laurie, who I met in Adelaide one afternoon walking around on tour, was a huge influence on my life. I didn't even realise at the time, but we used to get these little tapes from Karma out there in the outback of Australia. And I thought to myself, wow, Black Boy, what a beautiful song. Talked about fitting into traditional Aboriginal life and also fitting into mainstream life. Great song. I reckon you'll enjoy it. That's the intro to this next song. Don Walker wrote this. It's one of my favourite Slim Dusty songs. It's something that tells about the future and the past, and Slim just wraps it up beautifully. It's called Looking Forward, Looking Back. For those that don't know Archie Roach, one of the most amazing voices we have in Australia. He's like he's got the years of a blues singer in his voice, and it's one thing that got me in. I first heard this record when I was still kicking around in covers bands. It was called Charcoal Lane. Fantastically made record, full of heaps of heart and soul. But when I heard Took the Children Away, it really made me realise what the Stolen Generation was all about. We'd heard stories in Indigenous communities up on the north coast of New South Wales, but this song brought it home to everyone in Australia. It's Archie Roach with Took the Children Away. When I was growing up, I used to do a battle of the bands at the Tavern in Grafton, and a lot of bands would get there and they'd play different things like the Angels or whatever. But when anyone ever played this song, they normally won the heat that night, and the prize was a carton of beer. It's a fantastic incentive to sing Long Way to the Top. Here's one of my favourite Australian rock bands, who are still one of the best rock bands in the world, AC/DC with A Long Way to the Top. Look out! I was in the Star Maker Quest. I was 20 years old at Tamworth, and I met this young bloke with a terribly bad mullet. His name was Keith Urban. He looks a whole lot better in this clip, and so does the girl he's jumping around with. I don't know her name, but I first saw the clip when he released this record and thought, what a great location. Makes me want to jump up and get out of the couch and just do a bit of a dance when I see this. I hope it makes you feel the same way. Keith Urban, Somebody Like You, rock on, Keithy boy. This next bloke, I reckon, is like a modern-day Robert Johnson. You know, he's got the miles in his voice as well as he's got the guitar chops as well. Keb Mo's been around for a long time, but I first moved to Sydney mid-90s, and I remember sort of listening to his voice on the radio. This wasn't the particular song, it was this is a later one, but the song I heard was called That's Not Love, and I thought, who is this guy? I've got to get a record. Now I've got all his records. This is a great song called There's More Than One My Home. Keb Mo, I reckon he'll be in that legendary status in the next 30, 40 years, so watch this space. Since I was very young, living at Halfway Creek outside of Grafton, my mother would continuously buy a KD Lang record whenever they came out, you know, and I'd go, Mum, this lady is like that far from Patsy Cline to us, the most amazing singer. And I remember reading the newspaper about this Constant Craving song and how she'd heard this Rolling Stones tune that sounded a lot like her song Constant Craving. So she rang them and said, do you think it's a little bit like Constant Craving? And the Rolling Stones actually admitted that when they wrote it, they didn't even realise they were ripping her off. But she said she was very proud that she was a co-writer with the Rolling Stones, something that she could take to the grave, feeling really proud about. KD Lang is one of the most amazing voices that's ever graced this earth, and I had to put her in here. So Constant Craving, lovely tune, beautiful tempo, makes me feel good too when I hear it. Here's KD Lang with Constant Craving. Well, it's the daytime and I am in a red lounge, so Flame Trees is very much an appropriate thing to be singing about. Actually, I tell a lie. It really is apparently written about Grafton, where I'm from. I think Don Walker would probably back that up anyway, but it was always one of my favourite Chisel songs. I love the bridge in this song. If any young songwriters are out there watching and saying, what's a middle eight? What's a bridge? Flame Trees, Cold Chisel, this is a bridge. Well, how self-indulgent and egotistical of me to chuck one of my tracks in, but I know my kids won't be up watching this because it'll be too late. But for any friends that have arrived home from gigs, big, big love to you. Keep the music live. Love ya.